A free zone is a gazetted area within a customs territory where the rules of trade and production are different from what obtains in the rest of the country. And this provides special incentives. And those incentives are intended to ensure that your production cost goes down. And once your production goes down, then you can produce more and you're able to compete more favorably. I've always said it with the international market, the competition is in two areas. One is quality, two is price. Now, by government giving you these incentives, it's contributing to the price element of your production system. The incentives we give fiscal incentives as well as non-fiscal incentives. When we talk about fiscal incentives, we are talking about taxes, exemption from import and export duties where they apply, exemption from stamp duty, exemption from VAT on free zone supplies, exemption from income tax if you are able to export. And of course, that's the criteria for qualifying to get a license, 80%. And we can verify that you're exporting 80%. Of course, we work jointly with URA, whole of government approach. And then you will get the exemption. Of course, you know that under our tax policy, there's that income tax exemption for investors who are investing $50 million and above for foreigners, and for Ugandans, 10 million. But that doesn't apply to us as long as you are exporting. So all these incentives are intended, first of all, one, lower your cost of doing business, but also secondly, encourage production for export. We are looking at a $94 trillion world market. So we need to tap into that global economy so that we can attract the resources, the money into our country. There are a few major areas where as a government we have to look. And one of those is to ensure that we create expansive, durable infrastructure, industrial infrastructure to international standards to enable our integration into the global value chain. So we need to create that so that we can have economic diversification and value chain integration into the global economy. That's very important. So that must be deliberate and intentional on the part of government, and indeed government is doing that. So we want Ugandans, and we are collaborating with other agencies of government, Enterprise Uganda, Export Promotion Board, and a few other agencies. Ugandans need to learn, and these are the stakeholders, the principal stakeholders, the Ugandans. They need to learn that industrialization machines are much more profitable than any other investment that you can think about. Much more profitable. And of course, look at all these raw materials we have in this country. We are an agricultural country, and we produce a lot of agricultural products. Tomatoes in Kasese, mangoes in Rakai, pineapples in Luwero, and so on and so forth. But during the bumper harvest time, you find some of these, going to waste. We normally call it post-harvest losses. Yes, now, we need these machines to be able to transform these products into a semi-finished or finished products. And of course, once we do that, we increase the shelf life, we increase the value, and we increase the capacity, sustainable capacity of the farmers to produce because there is a market. So that mindset change is what we also want our stakeholders to adopt. We are encouraging the small and micro enterprises to produce, feed into the free zones for onward transmission to the global market. So that's what we call the backward and the forward linkages. So once we integrate that, then everybody is going to benefit, because most of the free zones that we have are actually processors. They are processors. They are not, collecting at the village level, county level, district level. No. So that's the advantage that the SMEs have. They can tap into that and benefit. Of course, their profit margins will go up, but the volumes will increase. Ugandans should expect a number of things. One, our flagship project, the Entebbe International Airport Free Zone, is coming online. It's projected to add about $4 million US per annum to our exports, additional investment by the private sector of about 13.4 million US dollars, create direct and indirect jobs, and also help, generate cargo for our newly reinvigorated Uganda Airlines. That's number one. Number two, Ugandans should expect Free Zones Authority to reach where they are and contribute to the development of those local economies. And we are in Hoima, and we are thinking of setting up a special economic zone in that area, working together with the Uganda National Oil Company and the government at large, so that can make it easy for producers to produce and export. Thirdly, we will be doing a lot of feasibility studies, market research, to help the private entrepreneurs be able to pick something off the shelf and go and implement for purposes of exporting. And we are again networking, working together with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and their commercial diplomacy mechanism to look for markets for what is being produced in the free zones. And I've always said it, and I'll say it again, the problem of Uganda is not production. The problem of Uganda is value addition and markets. So once we serve that, then we'll have contributed our bit to the development of the country.
Out of the city center noise, a peaceful mind rests in a quiet and serene environment. Caring with great customer service, delicious, and a diet that never leaves you in doubt. Come again. Pinnacle Hotel, located on the northern bypass of Mara City, wishes you a safe journey and welcomes you to a quiet and relaxing environment.
Believe me, it's not a lie. These feelings are real. Our love went supernatural, it went far.